than that. Hello, Sirius XM. It's Charlie XCX.
And this is Chapel Roan. I'm having such a big moment lately. As y'all know, my album's been out for a million years, but you just found me. And I'm really appreciative.
365 Potty Girl.
See, you can do an accent, and I really can't do Chapel.
But she's Midwest.
Yeah, Midwest is exactly how I was supposed to sound as a broadcaster. So I was told, just do a Midwest accent.
So where exactly is she from? Do we know?
I would guess Ohio.
Okay.
For some reason, Ohio is feeling right.
Everybody's from Ohio.
Okay, let me double check that. Yeah. My husband's from Ohio.
Yes,
he was born in Ohio.
So many people are from Ohio. I don't know how.
Where is Chapel Roan born? Your stomach is gurgling. Oh, Willard, Missouri.
Mizzou?
Kalamazoo. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I like Missouri. I've been there.
What's a Missouri accent sound like?
Just Midwest.
Just Midwest.
Straight up Midwest, which means we don't have any drawl. We don't do super long A's or super long I's. You know how newscasters just start to all sound like this after a while, and they'll be back right after the commercial break.
It's like Sarah French.
It's just a Midwest accent. It's supposed to be extremely pleasing to the ear.
I was very pleased by that.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you are.
But I'm also very pleased by a British accent.
Well, that's because it's your internal dialogue.
It's Charlie is in my head all the live long day. She is from Essex.
Yes, which I love.
She now splits her time, though, between there and Los Angeles also.
Okay,
they all moved to LA.
They have to.
They have
to move to LA. That's where everything is. And for the YouTube watchers, we are going to touch our wigs no less than 100 times in this episode. If you want to do a running count, if you want to make it a drinking game, I would not do shots, but maybe sips.
I mean,
of a cocktail.
Even sips.
Maybe a beer.
Yeah, just a beer.
A sip of your beer if that's your journey, but if not,
this will be a power hour.
Yeah, it would be a power hour.
Did you ever do power hours?
Yes, girl.
I think I've only done 2 in my life, and I was a full-blown adult when I did them.
Speaking of scary things, that was one of the scariest situations in college that I got myself into was power hour, but I did it with tequila.
You did not.
And so we were responsible because instead of doing it every minute, we changed it to every 5 minutes because it was tequila.
But even still, every 5 minutes, a shot of tequila.
An hour later, and I was in deep, deep trouble with a guy who was trying to do very bad things to me.
Wait, that's the tequila story? What started with in Power Hour?
Yep. That's that night.
I'm shooketh.
I know, that's that night. Somebody saved me. Thank God for Reggie.
And this is why she has not been able to do tequila.
Correct. I mean, I didn't do tequila from that night until when was Lifetime Fitness?
2 summers ago was when you had that tequila drink Matt had concocted for you.
That delicious tequila drink at Lifetime Fitness really did change my mind.
Yes.
I said, it actually can taste good with the right things mixed in it, with the right tequila.
Because it was Casamigos.
Yeah.
And if the housewives are drinking it, we will like it.
Exactly.
Okay?
So I did give it a shot, and you're right. And it was really good. And I've had 1 or 2 other tequila drinks that were similar to that since.
Yes.
Will I do a margarita? No.
Oh.
I cannot do that sour mix. That sour mix, that's pre-mixed, that yellowy, something about that and my acid reflux, they do not get along.
Yeah.
They're not compatico.
It's also giving too thick. It's giving syrupy thick for me.
I don't want that.
And when I'm drinking a drink, I don't want that.
I agree.
And you know what? A lot of these people are now putting out new colostrum. I'll admit it. Some of the colostrum drinks.
Of course.
Some of the collagen drinks. Some of these glow powders or whatever. And you mix it in there and then you sip it. And it's salty.
No.
And thick.
No. Ladies, am I right? You know.
It is. It's salty and thick, and I don't want to drink an entire tumbler of that.
No.
I don't.
No, you don't.
Not a whole tumbler.
No, not a whole tumbler. Not a whole Brewmate. Sponsor us.
Yeah, Brewmate, please. Salty and thick.
But I won't do that. But I will dabble into it now. But, we had mocktails. I had mocktails last night at CFK.
Oh, you were drinking a mocktail.
Yeah.
Oh, I had 2 cocktails.
Oh, I assumed that you did, but no, I had mocktails because I love when an event specifically thinks about it.
That's nice.
And when they think about it and they have a specialty mocktail on the menu,
yeah.
I am almost always going to go for that because so rarely does that happen.
Yes.
But no, they had like a pear, which is not my favorite fruit, by the way, but this one was great. It was like a pear mule, but a mocktail. So it had a little bit of ginger. It had a little bit of tonic. It had a little bit of like prickly pear.
Oh, that's so nice.
It was really, really nice. And
That's
it was
nice
garnished beautifully.
Yeah.
And so you could have, if somebody brought that to me and said, oh, here, I got you a drink.
Yeah.
I would have thought I was drinking alcohol.
You would have thought you were drinking.
And so maybe it would have changed my personality. Maybe it wouldn't have because I always act drunk anyway.
We would never know.
You would never know.
Ever know.
No. But, our girlfriend Sarah isn't drinking. And so whenever she
Sarah
is.
Sheeler?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's not drinking.
Oh, good on you, Sarah. I love that.
Yeah. So I, usually if I'm
she's
hanging,
training for a marathon.
yeah, she's training for a marathon.
Yeah.
I think that she was just like, she got to the place where we were a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It's like, why is our body not metabolizing this
That's
anymore?
it. And it's just not worth it.
It's just not worth it. And she was kind of like, yeah, this isn't worth it.
I love that. Okay, great.
So yeah, if she's somewhere typically and I'm like, hey, we'll just like mocktail it up together.
That's very nice.
You know me.
You really do come
No one is going sober alone around me. I'll just be sober with you.
Yeah.
I'm looking for any excuse to
just
not
not
feel
drink.
as terrible the next. I mean, like I'll just do it anyway. But yeah, if someone is not drinking, I never want somebody to be alone like that.
That's right.
Especially at an event.
We were at this event till late, y'all, and we knew we had to get up and get over here.
Yeah, for this.
And get dressed up and do all the things. We are so committed.
I was still bedazzling after I got home from the event.
No,
last
you
night.
were bedazzling last
I was
night.
still bedazzling. I was still looking for things, and I knew that I still had to stop somewhere before I even got here. So we love y'all so much, and obviously we've been talking about Chapel and Charlie for I don't know the last couple of months.
I'd say at least a couple of months, probably 8 episodes. We are mentioning one or the other.
Exactly, and so when Kristen said, "Hey, Halloween week, we will have a Tuesday and Thursday episode, obviously, like always, but Thursday will be actual Halloween. Tuesday, I still think we should be dressed up for it so that we don't waste all of this
I know. We can't
into one
waste-
episode.
That's right. And just a quick little wow award. No.
No. So we are fully dressed up. The YouTube watchers saw the second that they turned it on who we were. But yes, if y'all want to see us, you'll have to go to our social media or go to the YouTube and check us out. And it might be more fun for you to watch this specific.
Yeah.
Specific.
And they'll see how great we are on camera.
So good on camera. I mean, we really serve face to it. We are making sure to point to shoulders, to do it all.
I've been wanting to talk about that.
Yeah,
That's
what?
literally on my list. I find it very interesting that we are actually talking to them.
Correct.
When we record.
Yeah, not as much each other.
Yes. And most podcasts who do videos, they are only looking at each other when they record.
They are.
It's almost like there's a camera in the room with them, but they don't acknowledge that the camera's there. And we look at the camera.
Yeah, I specifically am talking to whoever is watching our videos.
Yes.
That's who I'm talking to. And then I'm cognizant, as are you, that we will be clipping these down, putting them on social media.
True.
And so I love when those videos catch us looking at the camera. It's giving fourth wall breakage.
I love that.
A la Jim the Office.
Yes, we are giving Gem.
And that's all we really want.
That's all we wanted.
No.
It's all we ever asked for.
Yeah.
Okay, so this event, let's talk about it.
Oh, yeah. So they had the specialty mocktails. That was great. And then the food, obviously, we need to discuss. It's Best Impressions Caterers. They always kill it. So good.
They killed it last year. They killed it again. Did you have some of that beef?
Yeah, I
Like
had that
tender
braised
beef?
short rib. It was a
Ooh.
braised short rib, y'all, with a demi glaze and a little potato on a, I'm going to say sweet potato puree.
Okay.
I feel like that's pretty accurate.
I think that's right.
And
It
that
it
beef
fell apart.
falling apart.
Melting.
And it wasn't very fatty.
No.
And I could pick around it even if I, and that's what makes it delicious.
Yeah, yeah,
I know that. I just don't personally like
We
that
don't
'cause
want
the
that
gagger.
the gelatin.
No. So it was delish, but I was mostly delighted because what pasta did they serve last night? Of all the pastas they could have chosen, of all the shapes.
Y'all, I was sitting there and here comes Sarah Sheeler. She sat up next to me. I look over and she's got a plate full of tortellini pasta.
Tortellini! Hey! I said to Kristen, They have tortellini.
They have tortellini.
She goes, I already saw.
And it had a bite to it.
Yeah, it did.
It had a bite to it. Because
Yep.
I looked at Sarah and I said, well, I got to take one of these off your plate.
Immediately.
Immediately took
Yeah.
a bite. It was so good. And then you got some. And then Matt comes up behind me with a plate for me.
He knew.
Oh, boy.
He knew. I'm just saying, of all the pastas, we've been having a tortellini moment, a tortellini renaissance, some would say. And I was just tickled to bits.
I know.
That of all the pastas that they could have chosen, they did a vodka sauce with a little sausage.
Yes.
Tortellini.
Oh, yeah. The sauce was right.
And they had two different kinds of sauce, but I picked the vodka creamy sauce.
Yeah, we had the vodka creamy sauce.
I do always want, I can't commit to a full Alfredo, and I really don't want to commit to a full marinara.
Agree.
But when you combine those two together,
Okay.
and you just have that light pink sauce.
Yep. It's the best of both worlds.
That's, just do more of that, caterers, okay? Do more of that. Restaurants, caterers, mix them together.
Yes.
Stretch that sauce.
Oh,
it helps
please.
you ultimately stretch it.
Yes, because if they've got a little extra that's going to expire in a couple days, mix them together.
Mix it up. That's what the people want. And I don't know if you're hearing enough of that feedback. I don't know why we're gatekeeping that as a society, but I do think I speak for everyone. Every single person in the world when I say mix those two together and give it as an option.
Do we think authentic real Italians are doing that?
No, they're ask Mary Jane.
Okay, we do need to give the update. We forgot to do that last episode.
Oh, shooters.
So I was saying Postiglione, and you were saying progesterone.
Which is just a silly thing in my head. I know it's nowhere close.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so she came back and said that it's a hard G.
Yes.
Okay, the Italian way to say it, there's no G. That's what she said. The Italians dropped the G. So it is Postiglione.
Okay, yes.
Postiglione. But here,
Yes.
when they came to Ellis Island,
Yes, they sure did.
yeah, they said, no, you've got to rework this so people can pronounce the name who
Yes.
have American accents.
Yes.
And so that's when it became Postiglione.
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 So it is very much Judice to Judice.
It is.
It was the same kind of thing that happened. I also found it fascinating that is her maiden name and she kept it.
She kept it.
She did not change into her
said,
husband's last name.
I love my last name so much. I'm not giving it up. And you know what? Good on you, Mary Jane.
Yeah, like that's who she is. But it was just, it's surprising to me because such an Italian last name, but Mary Jane is such an American first name.
You're right.
Right?
You're right. I've never thought about that.
It's not like she's a Gabriella,
No.
Adriana,
Oh,
Gia.
Gia and what's the last? No, Antonia.
Antonia.
Yeah.
No,
Antonio?
that's no, Antonia is Joe and Melissa's.
You're right. Okay,
So
hang
hold
on.
on. Gia.
Gab-
Melania. I can't believe we almost forgot Melania.
Melania.
People were screaming. Our Bravo girlies were screaming at the microphone.
We got it.
I cannot believe the daughters. We can't forget the daughters.
Four daughters.
Four daughters. Okay, so anyway,
So we
that's
loved
the update on MJ
Yes.
and her last name.
Yes, and her pasta and all that.
But see, on Instagram, she goes by MJ Post, so that's why I think of but even progesterone has an R in there. I don't know why I started doing it. It's just once it's in my head, it cannot
It's
go
there.
out.
And she didn't seem to mind at all.
Oh no, she didn't seem
Yeah.
to mind. Which thanks for being a good sport.
Yeah, love a good sport.
Thank God, we need more of those.
Please.
No, just it's okay. Like, let's just giggle. Let's just not take it so seriously. Like this is just a podcast. We're just laughing. We're just riffing.
You know what I took seriously?
The desserts.
No, the plate of Italian meats.
Oh, the plate of Italian meats, Chris.
You saw it happen in real time.
I did because, of course, there was a large charcuterie display.
There was, of course, because it's delicious.
Because it's delicious. And so Kristen is like gathering.
Yeah, I'm gathering.
Gathering the things.
But I did not touch any of that. I got the Mediterranean bar. I got some of the, the various and sundry things happening around. I'm sitting, I'm enjoying my food. And Matt comes up behind me and places right next to me a plate of Italian meats.
Italian meats, salami.
Wow. Wow, you didn't listen to the wow, did you,
No,
babe?
I guess he didn't. And you know what?
The temptation.
Shame.
Like, to put that right in front of me,
Yeah.
it's like...
Knowing that you had to be Charlie XCX the next
with
day.
a bump of cocaine right in front of
like
her.
right here.
How's she supposed to resist? I want to smoke those meats,
Yeah.
you know?
I know, that's right.
And so I did. I had one salami and a little sliver of a pepperoni.
And that was it. And
Yeah,
did it wet your whistle?
Well, I had already gorged on all this other stuff. I'm like, great. So now if I eat this plate of meats, we're adding in 1,200 more calories.
1,200 more, and then you want the tortellini.
Yeah. And then I wanted
And
the
that
tortellini.
had sausage in it.
It sure did.
So
And
it already had another Italian meat.
like decisions were being made is what I'm saying to you. Last night, decisions were being made.
Yeah.
And then Edwin McCain came on.
Y'all, so this started floating around a little earlier in the night.
Yeah, it was floating around.
It was floating around because Lenny knew because he's like, yeah, I bumped into this guy I jam out with, or like a musician friend of his.
Okay.
And so he's like, hey, man, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I'm playing in the band. And Lenny's like, oh, that's cool. Okay, cool. Whoa, which band is it? And he's like, Edwin McCain's.
Oh my gosh, Lenny
So
knew.
Lenny broke the news to us.
Oh my gosh, because the crowd went wild.
Mm-hmm.
When they had finished up the programming and told us all about everything CFK does, which y'all know we've talked about it here on this pod.
Yes.
Then Nicole is like,
Colleen Odegaard.
Colleen had come back because she was emceeing and said, and here comes our musical guest, Edwin McCain.
And you know what we said? I'll be your crying shoulder. I'll be love suicide. And But, I will be better when I'm older.
Yeah, better when I'm older.
Because of hearing that live,
Yeah.
I will be better.
It was great.
And y'all,
The vocals are still vocaling.
the vocals are still really
And
good.
As two musicians,
Yeah,
I feel
obviously.
we can speak to that. We have gold, silver, platinum records. Like we can speak to that. The vocal range was still popping.
Yes.
I mean, how old is he now? In his 50s, 60s? I don't know.
Gotta be. He's
Gotta be.
gotta be. But it was amazing to have him there. And then, of course, you're all like, well, yeah, I'll be. Like, everyone knows that song.
Yeah.
Like, every single person knows that song.
Correct.
And then I thought, well, what else? And then the second song he sang, we all knew too.
We all knew too.
I can't.
Oh, shoot. Josh Hall laid that song over top of their engagement video. Josh Hall loves Edwin
You
McCain.
mean Aaron?
Yeah. But I'm saying his engagement video to Aaron, he laid that song on top of it, whatever that second song was.
Shoot. What was that?
What was the song?
That's why you said they were having a moment.
They were having a moment. And
I mean, they're always having a moment.
they
let's
are.
be honest.
But I took a video of them dancing
Mhm.
in front of him singing
I
that
know.
song from their engagement video.
So special.
Like what?
So special. Like, who would have thought?
Who would have thought to think, okay, top song. Could not ask for more when another given.
Given. Could not ask for more than this love of you. Cause every prayer has been answered, and every dream that has come true. Yeah, right here in this moment. Okay.
They got it.
Well, it's like where I want to be.
Here with you. Here with me.
You got it. I mean, we can't stop singing because we are top of the charts right now.
Exactly.
Global superstars.
We are at global.
So when something starts,
Global is important, I think, to say.
when
in
something
that.
starts being sung, we can't not
Yes.
actually, go karaoke on y'all.
Yes, and now we have two more things to add to our Spotify playlist.
Oh, yeah, we can add both of Edwin McCain's biggest hits.
Did you add Leanne and Faith Hill?
No.
You got to add those.
I will add those.
Don't forget.
Wait, maybe I did. No, someone did ask me for that playlist today.
They did.
Somebody asked me for that playlist today. I was like, look, it's still pulled up from me sharing it.
Y'all, honestly, the playlist you will love because not only does it have great songs because we have great taste.
It's so random.
It's so random and it will actually make you giggle because you will recall
Yes.
why in the world we sang some of these things.
Yes. Why are some of these on a list at all? But you know what? Good on some of these artists because they probably haven't had a song of theirs added to a playlist in a minute. And then here we come.
Yeah, with sea
Singing it.
shanties. I mean, these guys are like, how am I on this playlist?
How did I get on a podcast playlist?
Why do I have so many downloads?
There's
from
I'll Be, right,
Suburban
y'all?
women? Yes.
And then, let's see. Then
Could not ask for more.
Yep. Could not ask for more.
And did you know? So Matt and I were listening to some of this on the way home. He was like, let's play some Edwin McCain.
Nice.
So, do you remember the song Solitude? In my solitude.
Yes, it sounds familiar.
Okay, but we are of the mind that Hootie and the Blowfish sang that.
That sounds right.
Even as Edwin was singing it on the way home.
Okay, did you look it up?
We looked it up and everything was saying Edwin McCain, Edwin McCain. But then, yes, okay, Hootie has kind of sung along with Edwin McCain.
Yes.
So I need the Hootie experts to clarify this for me.
Okay.
Who wrote the song? Who had it first? Who made it popular? Because I'm really.
Because they are buddies.
He's touring with them.
Right. Okay, so did y'all hear him when he was touring with Hootie?
Yeah.
So Edwin was one of the openers?
Yes.
Who was the other one?
Collective Soul.
Collective Soul. Okay.
And his nipples were out. That guy.
Oh.
The nips.
Okay. Well, yours are almost.
Yeah, mine are almost. They're under this hair. But it was the lead singer of Collective Soul, and Sarah Sheeler was like, Matt could really cosplay as him, like, because he's got the long kind of dirty blondish hair, kind of wavy. I mean, if Matt just put on like a sparkle blazer with his nips out, he would be the Collective
And I'm
Soul.
sure you have a sparkle blazer for him
I do.
somewhere. Or you could borrow these. Once I'm done with all these jewels, if you'd like to peel them off one by one, you can.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
This dress is not good anymore. There's so much hot glue holding it together.
I know, but I do think you need to save that. Do y'all have a costume space in your home? Do you?
Hell no. I barely have a closet for anything.
I know, but where are you storing things that you've worn in the past?
I usually just get rid of them.
No.
I mean, the problem is, Kristen, you have so many closets in this home. It's shocking. I have a tiny coat closet under our stairs. I have our master closet.
Yes.
The girls have their closets in their rooms. That's the extent of our closet.
That's all the closets?
Those are all. We have
the storage closet.
At the top of our stairs, there's a landing. We have such a short closet that we had to cut a door in half, and that's the door that's hanging on that. So you can't go in and stand up in it. That's the only thing that goes in there is Christmas.
Yeah, you said it. That's decorations.
That is Christmas decorations. That's it. Then the girls have their closets. Yeah, and then even our laundry room is not a closet. It's just the washer, the dryer, and then the shelf above it.
Well,
that's it. So we really do have to be mindful and demure
and cutesy.
And cutesy about this.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody who's over it, but
No,
it's a bit.
I'm not over it.
Okay, we're not over it. So I, I have my Tom Cruise jacket because that was a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying.
And I have my Thanos jacket.
Yes.
That was a lot of money.
There's going to be certain things that you buy.
What else am I going to wear this for?
I'm just saying you really could repurpose and reuse. I don't think that you get rid of that.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yes.
I do have my wigs. So I have to buy a couple of wigs for costumes, and I'm not getting rid of those.
Yes. Let's talk about laundry really quick because I wanted to say this on this here podcast for a really long time.
Okay.
And we were going to talk about things that are scary today.
Oh, yeah.
And so
this is a Halloween episode.
We'll do it in
two and two.
Okay, we're going to talk about scary things. Here's what scares me. And you and Matt both do this.
Uh-huh.
Y'all do not sort your laundry.
Never.
Okay, I
have before, and then I realized that washing machines have come a very, very long way, as has detergent, and I no longer.
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so the podcast will be sounding off.
What's your problem with it? What's your problem?
Because a dark red or a dark navy shirt cannot be thrown in with a white tank top.
Well, not if it's like brand new.
I'm not even
and
saying
you're washing on hot.
I don't care if it's brand new. I don't care if it's old. I don't care at all. Lights go with lights, and darks go with darks.
Not in my house, and nothing has ever bad happened.
I don't believe you. I don't believe that nothing bad has happened. Bad things have happened here. This house is haunted with old, dingy whites. It's haunted with light pink beiges.
No.
It is.
Okay, well, here's the deal. This is what I will say. Joshua, we just got those new NC State bibs, the red and white striped bibs.
That's tricky to wash.
And I was concerned about them just as a whole alone
because
I was concerned.
The white and the red.
The white and the red next to each other. Will they bleed into each other? These are brand new. Yes. So they've never been washed before. I know that. And so I was a bit concerned. Was I concerned enough to not throw them in with all of our other clothes? No.
You still did that?
I still threw it in. And not only did the bibs not bleed into each other, it bled into none of our other clothes. And they are washed.
But were those high quality bibs?
I mean, I assume that they were decent quality, but it's not like we spent bukus of money. They were sold in like a tent out in the merch tent.
A merch tent NC State bib. It's just a no for me. I don't know. I would have probably even washed that out back maybe. I don't. There's something about it feels very.
Where are you washing up that? Are you making a basin?
And my basin right here.
You're making a basin of water and washing it out back. That's your best. That was your second best option.
And I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going down by the creek.
Yeah.
I'll use some stones. I don't care, but it makes me sick to think that y'all are literally. You said you will wash a towel with like a dress.
Everything goes together. I'll wash sneakers with towels, with shirts, dark and light.
You did not just say sneakers.
I did. We throw it all in.
Electric chair.
I can't hear the sound effects you're using, so you can surprise me. I had to take these off. This wig is sucking the life out of my head.
You can't wear your headphones anymore.
Giving me such a bad headache that with these on, I actually stopped thinking. I couldn't
You
even
couldn't
function.
think anymore.
I could not. I was barely functioning for like 20 minutes before I took them off. I was doing my best. The fact that I could even recall notes and lyrics to those songs was a godsend. I mean, he really did. He came into chapel.
Well, I still have my headphones on, so I will be able to monitor. And it's giving DJ.
Yeah, no.
Right? This is giving Charlie as
How does none of this hurt your head? This wig isn't sucking the life. I mean, it's so tight.
I'll say it is tight, but I think I'm used to wearing either hair pieces, wigs, hats, headbands, hair clips. Like I'm always wearing something on my head.
It's true. You are always wearing plus accessories and everything else. I will never get, speaking of something that's scary, and that's what we're going to keep doing. We're going to keep coming back to things that are scary or spooky, and they're totally not. But here you go. Speaking of something that was scary, one of the only times you were somewhat mad at me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said, I had the nerve. My bad. Y'all just heard what she said, right? So put that on the record. I said to her, one day her hair was just looking extra, extra full and curly and voluminous and all the things. And I said, did you get extensions?
And I was offended?
So offended.
Oh, when was this?
We were at the mountain house. You were like, I never would have extensions. Like, how dare you? This is my hair. This is what I spend a lot of time and effort to have it look this way. This is my hair. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I've watched you dye pieces of hair and hang them. I've watched you condition them. How am I to know that this is the one day you decided not to put extra pieces in your hair? You've had halos.
I know, but that's the thing. So was this pre-halo?
I guess so. It was a very long time ago.
Then it must have been
you
pre-halo.
were so offended.
My hair was very full and long back then, but it's just not anymore.
Okay, but like, how am I supposed to know this?
You were so scared of me.
I was like, okay, mental note.
Noted.
Never ask her again if she is wearing extensions. Even as, again, I've watched
me do
comb
them.
through. Yeah. I've watched you dye. I've watched you custom dye pieces.
You've watched me curl them.
Condition, dry, curl. I've watched you hang them in the shower.
You've watched me take them out.
I've watched you I've watched every single thing, and still to this day, it's like asking a woman if she's pregnant. No matter how sure you are, just don't.
Just don't.
I've told the story that I have been in Bye Bye Baby before, and a woman's holding a scanner, literally registering for her own baby, and I'm not asking her if she's due. I'm not doing it.
You know what? I had a flash of that last night at something big.
Why?
Because your friend walked up and there was a baby bump. It was very evident that she had a baby bump. Who was the friend? And I did say something. Because you were like, sit down. You need to rest.
Yes, Ashley.
Whoever Ashley is. Is she in Bible?
She's at Bible study.
Okay, she's in Bible study. But you gave me the cue.
Okay, because I did say, Ashley, please take the seat.
Please take the seat.
Yes.
You hopped up. You wanted her to sit. And I saw the bump and I was like, I'm just gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna say, because there's a baby. And she was like, yeah. So I did. It was a little gamble.
Oh, that is a little gamble.
I know.
But yes, I did kind of at least open the door. She's like, by the end of Bible study, I think she's gonna be 37 or 38 weeks. I'm like, Ashley, you could literally have this baby at the table. It's her fourth.
Oh, it's her fourth?
It's her fourth baby.
Wow, way to go, Ashley.
Yeah. And she's just a rock star. I think her oldest is 7. So yeah,
dang, back to back.
Back.
Oh my gosh, back to back. That's a Charlie XCX song. I told you that. B2B.
Yeah, B2B, P2P.
P2P and B2B.
And B2B.
We talked about P2P on our Patreon.
So we did. We filmed a Patreon, y'all. A whole get ready with us.
Yes.
So we went from ourselves to these global superstars. at Charlie and Chapel.
And it took about 45 minutes.
Yeah, it took about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And so if you have not subscribed to our Patreon yet, you will be missing out on that Get Ready with us.
Okay, let's get into the Halloween of it all.
Okay.
Tell me, we know what candies we like. We've spoken about that here.
Mm-hmm.
What candies scare you? Tell me, like, what is the candy that is just an absolute no?
Okay, so the ones that I do not ever want in my bag are the kinds that are like, and Joshua loves them, cowtails.
Ooh, no.
Like those white, chewy cowtails.
They're grainy.
Yeah, he loves them.
Wait, but they're like full of sand. That's not good.
And like he likes the ones that are like round, and he likes the long stick ones, and like all of those cowtaily type things. I don't want those.
I don't want that.
He loves them. But I have the unpopular, I know, Scandal, but I love an Almond Joy.
Oh, who doesn't like an Almond Joy?
Girl.
People don't like coconut.
They don't like coconut.
It's strange to me that people taste coconut and it gives them the ick.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even imagine.
Same.
Not liking
I love
that.
it so much.
I love an Almond Joy.
I love an Almond Joy.
And I like a Mounds, but I do like that almond.
No, I like that almond, that crunch that you get with it, the smoothness, but the little bit of bite back of the coconut.
Yeah.
And then you get just the right amount, because I don't like a lot of chocolate.
I don't like a lot of chocolate.
And it is the thinnest,
Very
the
thin.
thinnest amount of chocolate. I believe that Reese's Cups have too much chocolate. And I know that's an unpopular opinion.
Have you tried the Reese's Thin?
I don't want that, because I want a lot of peanut butter and a very thin amount of chocolate.
Okay.
So that's an even bigger ratio of chocolate to peanut butter. And as we know, do not give me the white chocolate.
No.
No. And I know Lauren loves it, and that's fine. She was my date to CFK last night.
That's your date.
And so she can have all the white chocolate.
Yes.
So I don't want anything with white chocolate, and I don't want the cow-taily, chewy, that kind of chew I don't want. Now, if it's a sour chew, yes.
Yes. Oh, I love a sour chew.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's some
you?
chews that are like caramely that I do like.
Yeah.
But not a cowtail.
You know what's really popular at Halloween that I love, and I could have it all year long? I love those caramel apple lollipops.
Oh, I love those.
Oh,
With the green and the caramel. It's actually brat green.
It is. It's brat green.
It's brat green.
And so that's on the inside, that hard green, and then the caramel's wrapped around it.
Yep.
And then you got to suck it all off. And at some point, you do shred your roof. You do shred the roof of your mouth, but it's worth it. Because those two things together, because I love a caramel apple.
Yeah, you do.
In general, I love a caramel apple.
I do
I
too.
do not like a candy apple.
No. Why? You're busting your teeth on that.
Y'all, how do you even bite into it? And then
can't.
are you enjoying it? Are you really enjoying that chew that you're getting?
It's giving stained glass. It's an absolute no.
It's
No.
and then eventually the moisture from that apple starts to seep onto the sugar, and then it becomes kind of gummy, like stringy. Ugh, gross.
I think that
I want people to have more respect for themselves, honestly, than to suffer through a candy apple.
I think that the creators of candy and caramel apples, either way, could be making them smaller. I think that we could get smaller apples for that. Don't you think? Why are we using the biggest Red Delicious we can find? We know that they make the little cutie ones.
Just make a smaller one.
A little pink lady.
Yes, thank you so much.
Let's get a little pink lady that's
I'd start
maybe like the size of a peach, a small peach.
Yep.
Let's dip that in the caramel.
Yeah, I agree, because so much of it goes to waste. You can't eat the whole thing. You can't eat the whole thing. It's starting to brown before your eyes.
Absolutely.
I mean, you've started. By the time you get halfway around, it's brown.
It's browning. And who's keeping lemon juice in their back pocket? Not me. Not me.
No, that's a very good point. Not me.
Those little lemon juice packets. They should sell a lemon juice packet with a caramel apple.
You know what? Don't sell it. Give it. Because you're already charging us $9.99 for this honkin' apple, because you see how big it is. And caramel is expensive. I get it. To make the cream, the sugar, and the time it takes to keep going and going and going. But my God, just make it a little smaller, charge us a little bit less, and then you don't need to include that lemon juice packet.
The lemon juice packet, which
is a really good point.
What's the overhead on that? 25 cents? I mean, that adds up.
I cannot believe you pulled out lemon juice packets. Never knew.
It's the only technique I know to keep it from browning.
And you are correct about that.
Correct.
You are correct
I
about
am
that.
right.
You know.
And I am
You know
correct.
about that. Yep.
Now,
It's
everybody
the length of your
says
cooking acumen.
everybody says they don't like licorice, black licorice. We know that. Nobody likes it. Do you like black licorice?
I don't want the black licorice, but I do eat black jelly beans.
That's disgusting.
They're not my favorite. They are not my favorite jelly
and
bean.
it's ruining the rest of the jelly
I know.
bean.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is I will eat it. But because the licorice taste, that star anise taste.
Star Anuse.
Yeah.
I call it Star Anuse. I do. Call it my progesterone. I don't care. I call it Star Anuse. I do.
I love that because we do like to say anuse. It is funny.
We do. Star Anuse flavoring.
That's the same that's in root beer.
It
So people who like root beer, you might like black licorice. Don't totally write it off as all I'm saying. Just try one.
You're right. And you know what? I do like a Star Anuse in a simmer pot.
Yeah, it smells great.
It really does well in a simmer pot. But man, I don't like that flavor. If that comes across my tongue.
It's not my favorite jelly bean. I do want, if I'm picking any jelly bean out of there, the almost clear white ones that, again, I think are coconut.
I like Juicy Pear.
Or pineapple.
Juicy Pear all day. I'll get a whole pack of Juicy Pear.
Okay.
You'll like that because it's got a little.
I don't know if I've had it.
It's got a little tang.
I really like those Jelly Belly sours.
Yeah, the sours are really good. Those are good. You know, Jelly Belly, that's a gluten-free snack.
Okay.
People need to know that. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what the fat is on it because, we said the Twizzlers are low fat.
Yeah, but they're low fat.
Yeah, like jelly beans aren't a bad little treat. They really aren't.
No. If you need to eat something, but honestly, like just in moderation, eat any little treat that you like so that you don't gorge out on them, come Halloween night.
You're right. In moderation.
Just eat it in moderation.
Do you like candy corn is the question.
I love candy corn.
I'm just I can eat one.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. It's a pass. Now they make the pumpkins that have
the pumpkins.
The pumpkins I think do taste better.
I think that they do taste better too.
I wonder why that is.
I think it's just the shape because with the candy corn, it's almost developing a crunch on the outside because you know what? It's hard to find them super fresh.
Yeah, they're dry.
You do have to find them super fresh, but in that triangular shape, it's like too much air can get to it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It can start to get in there.
It's the surface area.
But those pumpkins, they're rounder.
They're rounder.
They're denser, so they can stay softer.
So right. That's
so you love that taste. You love that feel, that mouth feel, as some say.
Yeah, the mouth feel. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's our stance on candy.
Yeah,
okay?
So that's number 2.
That's number 2.
Because we started with laundry. Number 1, spooky.
So spooky.
It scares her that we will do that, but we've had no errors in our household. Okay.
Well,
I would literally this dress was probably thrown in my washing machine at some point as well and pulled out and hung to dry. And by hung to dry, I mean thrown over the back of the little chair up there.
Yeah, you just throw it over whatever.
Whatever.
We still have a baby gate upstairs. We throw stuff over that. We
the
hang
baby
things.
gate is still up there.
It drives you crazy that my house is still baby proof.
I can't.
Is this what scares you?
Yes. Okay, let's bring it up. Number 3. Another thing that scares me because I had to get ready in her house for the last umpteen hours. But finally, they took the damn baby proofing off of the silverware drawer. Finally. They used to have the thing you had to push in. I mean, Lachlan is 6.
6.5.
Okay, 6.5. And I understand the kids aren't doing things for themselves much in the kitchen.
They're not.
Okay? But at some point, he's not getting into things.
No,
He's a good enough listener that you say, Lachlan, don't do that.
No, he knows how to open them.
He knows how to open them, so take them off. It makes me nuts. I go to open something, literally dislocate my shoulder.
I know I've seen you do it.
Because I forget because their children are all almost as tall as I am at this point. So I would think maybe we could take this off. But no, we're not. It's like you're babysitting a bunch of little kids. It's not like you have younger people coming here.
But you know what?
Who's it for?
I feel like we could be a stone's throw away from grandkids. I'm just saying.
No, Kristen.
Tesley's 13.
No,
Let's
Kristen.
say that she gets married young and has a baby at 24. That's only 11 years away.
Are you nuts? You do not do things for 11 years away.
But why not? Why have to do that to myself? Take it off, put it back on, snip, snap, snip, snap.
Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap. It's really hard to keep reversing a vasectomy. Speaking of something scary.
Yes.
No, I don't get it because there's only so many cabinets that they're on. So you could just unscrew it. Is it an unscrewing?
Oh, they're on. They are literally on every cabinet in the kitchen. Every bathroom cabinet has them. Yeah, they're everywhere.
I don't get it. But baby proofing in general is not my journey. So I never did it. And so to think that you're still doing it all these years later and just suffering through it, because if you did it for Tinsley, we're talking 13, 14 years of baby proofing. I don't get it.
You know what? I'll strike a deal with you.
What? It's not my house. Do whatever you want in your
You
house.
start separating your lights and darks.
But
and
it's not causing me any problems.
And I will remit.
There's no hardship here.
I have no hardship.
But doesn't it add just a little bit of time to everything that you do?
Because I don't even think about it now. I open that drawer and I immediately just push the side.
Okay.
I just push the side.
As long as it's not costing you any time.
No, let's shake on it.
Costing you. No, I'm not shaking on it.
Shake my hand.
I'm not shaking on it because you're not removing them and I'm not changing my laundry. And it is what it is, Trey.
The Dorters? No.
The Dorters, coming back to the Dorters. And, they probably baby-proofed.
Oh, you know Teresa.
You know the DJ
They definitely paid a company to come in and do that for them.
For sure, because that's when they had money.
And she paid in cash.
100%.
That scene of her paying for all that furniture in cash.
Now it all makes sense.
It lives rent free in my head for sure.
It all makes sense.
Y'all, she got like $25,000 worth of furniture and just pulled out $100 bills.
Yeah. Stacks on stacks on stacks.
And the furniture guy was like, mouth open, aghast.
Agape.
Agape and aghast.
Which is spooky.
It is so spooky.
Yes.
Well, aghast
Ghastly.
is what they call a ghost in Minecraft. It's called a ghast. Isn't that cute?
That is cute. I did not know that because
Yeah.
I've actually never played Minecraft.
I can't because I don't understand how to control it with my fingers. It's really hard.
I've never even tried, but I just have watched my children do it. And I'm like, that's not for me.
It's not for me either, and I have tried. And
I know that.
And I've tried to be a good mother in this way.
Yeah.
And I know
I
I'm falling
relate to my
short.
kids in a lot of ways.
Yes.
And Minecraft wasn't one of them.
Yes.
It was not. But I'll look at your worlds.
Yeah.
I will watch all the things you created. I will sit there. You can show me all the things.
Yeah.
I will watch you mine.
Yeah.
And get the flame. And I can do all of that. But can I actually build something with you? No. But you know what I will build with you? A Lego set.
A Lego set.
I'll do a puzzle.
Yes, we
We
will.
will craft and we will cook and we will bake and we will do all those things.
Well, the children yearn for the mines. They do.
Ugh.
They have since the 20s, and they still do to this day in this year, 20s.
Yearn
And
for the mine?
They yearn for the mines. The mining children.
From the 1920s, you're saying?
Like in the mines.
Yeah.
Like the chimney sweep boy. You know the one.
Yeah, I know the one.
You know that picture.
That's scary.
Okay, speaking of candy and sad children. Let's talk about the really nice neighborhoods that give the good candy.
Oh, boy.
But mixed with that, because we all know that's a hot tip, right? Go to the nice neighborhood if you want the
Yes.
good candy. But also, like, let the children come.
Yes.
Let the little children come to me, as Jesus said himself. He said,
yes.
let the little children come.
You don't have to tell me that.
I know you know
I
it.
have it tattooed on me.
That's your next tap.
Chapel might.
She might.
I don't know.
She's a religious girly. Used to be.
I don't know. And the thing is I don't know I have to lift the wig off my head at this point. I have to relieve some of the pressure.
y'all-
So YouTube is like, what the hell
Are
is
y'all
she doing?
watching her relieve the
I
pressure?
have to relieve the pressure. I don't know nearly as much.
Can't have this conversation
I don't know nearly as much about Chapel as you do about
Charlie.
Like, you've been on Reddit threads.
Oh, I've deep dived.
And you've deep dived and you've done all that.
Yeah.
I'm just listening to the hottest songs. I'm listening to
Yeah.
the popular songs and I'm trying to learn the dances and all of that.
Yeah.
But that's the extent.
Yeah.
And so I obviously didn't know where she was from. Just knew she was Midwest princess.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she has tattoos, to be honest. And I don't know whatever the last thing is you said because my brain stopped working.
Well, we were going to talk about the bougie neighborhoods.
We do have a bone to pick with people who are judgmental about the older kids coming and trick-or-treating.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
I don't want y'all to be judgmental about that. I actually wrote a blog post about this because it pissed me off so much one year.
I forgot that you did that.
Hopped off on my blog about it.
So we'll share that.
If I can get the blog ever to come up
If we
again.
can get the URL to work, we will share that.
Shocking that so many people actually go to it in a day. That's nice. I haven't shared anything in 2 years, but apparently the old posts are still trucking.
That's great.
It's great. That's how it's supposed to work.
That's how it's supposed to work.
It's actually how it's supposed to work.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I wrote this whole thing because as my girls got older, I started to see people, and we used to live down near Baxter Village.
Yes.
And Baxter Village is like the neighborhood of neighborhoods to go trick-or-treating in because they spend a lot of time decorating.
Yep, they do.
They're big decorators at all the holidays. But Halloween and Christmas, they go crazy.
Yes.
So that Halloween, it's iconic because each house is not only like, some of them, like, you can walk through their haunted yards.
Oh.
Some of them have just amazing decorations on the outside. Some of them are posing the skeletons in the silly things and have a different theme every day. So it's just a big deal. It's a big deal to go there. And so I was like, in one of those private groups back in the day when I actually used to like care about that sort of stuff. And I would see people say like, they're busing kids into our neighborhood to trick or treat here. And I don't want to give kids who don't live here candy. And then that would snowball into, well, I don't even want to give the teenagers who live here candy because they're taking it from the little kids and things like that. And so as my girls were getting older and starting to age kind of out of where they would traditionally start aging out of these things, but mine wanted to still trick or treat.
Yes, because your girls are very young at heart.
Yeah, they're very young at heart. And so like they're old souls but young at heart.
Yes.
And they want to still do those kid things because they find them to be so fun. We find it fun to get dressed up.
Yes.
We love a theme.
Yes.
So so we want to do that. And then to know that they would go to a house and people would be like, well, if they look over 12 or if they're taller than I am, then I'm saying no. Well, some young kids are tall.
Yes.
Some older,
that's not okay.
and some kids just look a little bit older. Like, how are you really deciding that? What it came down to for me is if there are kids who still want to go trick-or-treating and aren't out there vandalizing and aren't out there drinking and partying and aren't out there vaping with their friends aren't out there doing bad things because they're still so pure that they just want to go trick-or-treating,
then let them be
Why are
kids.
you stopping that? All we hear all the time is kids are growing up too fast.
Yes.
Kids are maturing. Whether it's the hormones in our food or like the overdevelopment or whatever the case may be. So you find you're bitching about all of that, but then here are kids who just want to do this very kid thing, and that's a problem too.
Yes,
because you have to buy a little. Someone was like, I had to double my budget from $100 to $200 to manage the candy last year, and I was like,
oh my gosh. Well,
are you really raw? Is $100 worth kids' happiness?
No. And what I would say to that is if that's like a make or break for you, then you need to
turn off your light.
Turn off your porch light and just sit inside and don't do the ding dong. Like that's if you're going to come hard for teenaged kids, y'all, a 13, 14, 15, I am delighted to see them come out.
I love it.
It's what you just said. They're not out there getting mixed up in things they shouldn't be doing. No. They're just sweetly trick-or-treating at 7 p.m. on Halloween night.
Let them.
Let them. Let the little children come.
Yes, let them come. I'm sure Christ was meaning that on Halloween night for trick-or-treating when he said that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Okay. So I think number 4.
Things that scare us
is there is this idea, and we did touch on a little bit last night when I was at Lauren Palmer and the villain and everything.
We did touch on it.
And I was like, Kristen, and I constantly have to have things explained to me because in Catholicism, we were never taught that Halloween was a bad thing. We were very much encouraged to have Halloween.
Yes, because I actually think Halloween origins
are All Hallows Eve.
Yeah, it's All Hallows Eve. All Saints Day is a thing.
We're big on saints.
And then there's the Dias
de los Muertos is the Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead, which a lot of people in
the Catholic faith celebrate.
Right.
Yes.
So I think
we have a huge Hispanic conglomerate of like Catholicism.
Yes. So the Catholics are like, yeah, great. Halloween, dress up, be silly,
Love
honor
it.
the dead. Awesome.
I mean, I went as a nun.
Yeah.
I mean, like, listen, we rode that fine line, maybe.
Yeah.
But my mom dressed my brother as a priest and me as a nun. That's what I went for Halloween one year. I have the picture. I'll show you. It's so funny because we're on my grandma's chimney. Like she had just a little, brick that went up. And that's where we took all the pictures, right?
Gosh.
Every picture is
like
right
the mantle,
there.
the mantle.
Right in front of the mantle and the whole thing. Mantle, MANTEL, y'all, not L-E, okay?
EL.
Please don't, as we're rounding the holidays and I already know Jack's taps. Okay, so we're standing there and it's like my brother as a priest, rosary around his neck, the whole thing. Me as a nun, the habit, everything. My cousin Katie, ironically enough, I believe that year she was a devil.
No.
I swear, let me look back on it. I know she's wearing something red and black. I believe it was the devil, but it also could have just been like a pop star.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm going to find this picture.
I had a devil year in
Yeah?
I don't want to say that I was the devil, but I was like a little bad little demon
Like
girl.
a little Lucifer?
A little, yeah. And I feel kind of bad about that. But, it was college. I was on Franklin Street at UNC. If you know, Franklin Street was the place to be.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I've heard the rumors. And the nastiness.
Yes, there was a lot.
Listen, I've had some nasty Halloweens. I went as a Hooters girl one year.
Oh, I would have loved to see that.
And because you could buy the tanks at Hooters.
Yeah, you could buy
at
the
certain
tank.
Hooters locations. You could buy the tanks. I bought them. I had the short orange shorts. I had the shimmery leggings or tights, hose. How old am I?
Hose. Stockings.
Yeah.
Did you wear your stockings?
I did, Charlie.
Chapel in her stockings.
And but yeah, I went dressed as a Catholic nun one year, and I went around and trick or treated, and my mom delighted. She made the costume for me.
Oh.
She was so good at making costumes.
Oh, of course
Mary
she was.
Thomas was so good at making costumes. I remember one year walking into our dining room, and she had a paper mache egg hanging from the chandelier. From maybe chandelier is a stretch, but from the light that was hanging,
fixture. Yeah.
she had a paper mache egg, and so she made my sister's outfit was the chicken, and I was the egg.
Okay.
And we'd go trick or treat. What came first?
The chicken or the egg.
Chicken or the egg. And my mom paper mache that egg to fit my cute little toddler body.
Do you have a picture of that?
Sure do.
Oh, boy.
I think it might be hanging even in my sister's office. That was so iconic. My mom made the best costumes. She's phenomenal. She made my sister a wedding cake one year. Ironically enough, I ended up making wedding cakes for my life.
I know, that's so weird.
That is so weird. But no, she's the GOAT. She made me a big M&M one year, so she sewed it.
So y'all were never going to the store-bought costume situation.
Absolutely
Mary
never. Mary would never. Over her dead body were we buying a costume.
Yeah, but a homemade costume is such high quality.
So good.
I mean, she could have had a costume closet. I'm just saying.
She could have. You know what?
She might have had one.
Mom might have the M&M costumes
to
this day. I bet she might. I bet.
Call her.
I'm going to call her right now.
We're going to call.
So anyway, but you were saying, let's let the kids trick or treat. As long as they want, just let them trick or treat.
Just let them trick or treat.
Let them have these childhood wonders for as long as they possibly can. They will go like this.
Yes.
And if it costs a little bit extra money, okay, I understand budgets are tight. Then spend your same amount of money that you would, and then you turn off the light when it's done.
That's true.
But you know what we always did in my family, and this is a pro tip, parents.
Tell me.
We would take our kids trick or treating. Okay. And the Miller girls would rack up on all the candy.
Yes.
But we would tell them when we get home, we are going to use your candy for the trick or treaters.
Oh.
And they were totally cool with that because they just wanted to give it. They were so tickled to be able to hand out candy. I'm like, we're not buying any candy, but we'll just use whatever we collect from y'all. We'll turn on our light, and then you get to share your candy back with other kids.
That's so nice. And so you've probably already missed a lot of the night anyway.
Yes.
So it's the last, hour?
It's the last hour, 2 of kids coming around. And so we would just put it in a big bowl, and then they would get to hand it out.
That is so
So if they're too young, they have no clue how much is missing anyway, right? So that's what we would do.
Yeah.
Then when they got older, we just told them that that's what we were doing. Then they would hand it out. It would naturally dwindle it down.
Yeah.
And then we would just have a little bit left, and then we'd ration it out.
That's all we need.
Or you can always make the deal with a lot of dentists will do a trade-in program.
Yes.
And then
military?
They send it overseas to the military. So you might have a dentist in your area that will do what they call like a trade-in program. So you bring all the candy to them. They, I think, weigh it by pound. Maybe they give your kids something in exchange.
I think so.
And then they send all that candy to our military overseas.
Some people do. I think Gigi might do this, where they do the Switch Witch.
Yeah, and I know the Switch Witch.
Which is really, really cute.
That's a smart idea too.
Yes.
There are ways of managing this candy so that it's not just gobs and gobs and gobs of it.
You don't want your kids eating all that anyway.
No, sometimes we would stash some aside. Hey, Mom, you're going to be recorded.
Okay, great.
Okay, Mom, we're talking about your iconic Halloween costumes that you would make for us.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Do you still have the M&M one?
No, all my Halloween costumes disappeared.
No, a ghost took them.
I left them in the closet when we went up to the condo, and then when I came back, they were gone.
What?
So when Jackie lived in your house?
Yeah, that would be something she probably would have seen and went, no, we're not keeping that.
Oh, no, I'm calling my sister right now.
Jackie.
Yeah, there were 2 tubs of everything I ever made or whatever, bought and put together or whatever, and I played with them, with John's kids when they were super little, like Aiden and Ethan, and so I went back to get them at one point, and yep, they didn't exist.
Mom, you put so much work into those costumes.
I know, the Christmas tree. I have so many favorites
Oh,
in my brain. I still had the chicken. Jenny gave me back the chicken costume.
I just told.
She borrowed it.
Okay.
It's time to call Jackie.
Okay, I'm calling Jackie. Bye, Mom.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, Jackie's about. Okay, Jackie.
You really think Jackie would have dumped those and not even talked to her mom about it?
Gosh, I don't know. Well, we're about to find out.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Talk about scary.
Yeah.
Hi, girl.
Hey, Keeks, can you be recorded real quick?
Sure.
Okay. Jackie, we are
Yeah.
talking about iconic Halloween costumes from our past.
Yes.
And so I was just, sharing about the chicken and the egg and the
Yep.
wedding cake and all that. And then I was talking about my M&M costume.
Okay.
And so then I was like, you know what? I bet Mom still has it. And so I called Mom and I asked her if she did. And you know what she said?
That she does.
No, she said that she left 2 big tubs of costumes she had handmade in the house when they moved to the condo, when you moved into the house, and now those tubs have disappeared.
Jackie?
Oh.
Do you know where these tubs are?
I don't know what she is talking about. I knew she was going to throw me under the bus.
Yeah. I'm not trying to start a fight here. But are you at the office?
I am.
Okay, will you go down and figure it out with her?
Oh, she's not here. She left.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, she went to the river, but I can think about it.
Okay.
But I know that one time, you remember that like brown chest that she has?
Yes.
Yeah. I would think that they're in there.
Oh.
Okay. I will look there when I get home. But she did make it sound like she had like 2 tubs. Like the
think she's
Christmas
crazy.
tree. The Christmas tree one was in there, she said.
The egg, the
The
M&M.
chicken.
Yeah.
I do remember all of the, I don't remember seeing them. That's the only reason that I don't think because I know what she's thinking. She's thinking I threw them away because one time I may have found like a baby blanket of mine that, meant nothing to me. And
Right.
I threw it away and then, she was devastated. She was it meant something to me. And I was like, okay, well, it was taking up space.
Oh, she did not assume that you threw them away. She did say that they are gone.
Yes.
She did say that they are gone.
Yes.
And you can interpret that however you want.
Yes.
Okay.
But
okay.
I just was wondering because I would love that M&M one. If it were to be somewhere, I was going to use it as a receipt. But I have pictures, I'm sure.
Well, look in that chest.
I will.
It's underneath that,
Yeah.
right by their kitchen.
Yeah.
And if they are there, I would like a finder's fee.
Okay. I'll let you know.
Okay.
A public apology.
On your podcast.
On the
We'll
podcast.
do it on the cruise.
On
Do it on the cruise.
Perfect.
We will film a public apology
We will
on the
film
cruise.
a public apology.
Woo boy.
You have my word.
Oh, I love this.
All right. Love you. Bye, Kicks.
I love drama. I love tea. I love mess. This is what I live for.
It was spooky.
This was
it was
very
scary.
spooky. It's in a little chill up my spine
Now
when
we've
she
gotta
said,
find 'em.
I know Mom's accusing me. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Do you like her? I'm like, go down to her office and figure this out.
Yes. So we've actually been solving a lot of mysteries in these
Yeah.
past few episodes.
Unsolved mysteries.
Because we
someone
figured
said.
out
Or
the
did you just say
naval paint for you.
We did.
We are now going to figure out where the costumes have gone. I mean, what if your father did something with them?
He would never.
He wouldn't? He wouldn't touch Mary's things?
Hell no.
He doesn't touch any of her stuff and
No.
purge and move around.
Hell no. No one touches my mom's hoarding.
Does she hoard?
I mean, it's just everything means a lot to her. And I get
like
it.
that.
I get it because my mom grew up poor.
Yeah.
And
Scarcity.
Scarcity. She had a lot of scarcity. And so as she collects things, they make her feel like she has stuff.
Yeah.
And it's hers.
Yeah.
And it's important. And I get that. I really do. Because I can tend to I can veer into hoarding a little bit because I don't have memory.
Yeah.
When I see something and I have a memory with it, I
Yes.
want to hold on to it even tighter because I know that without that physical representation, it could just poof be gone.
Yes, you're right.
So I struggle with that.
Yes.
Joshua really does make me purge. He makes me, because again, we only have the 2.5 closets.
Josh is very
2 3/4.
very good about that.
He is.
And I think in a relationship, it's good to have a little bit of the balance so that
yes.
so that it's not becoming
That is
hoarding.
not scary.
It's
having
not,
balance.
It's not scary to have balance, you guys.
Yeah. Keep coming back to it.
Do y'all like my black eyebrows? I did just take off my glasses.
Yes, the black eyebrows are so wild, but you know what? They make your eyes pop.
Is it popping?
Oh my gosh, your eyes look extra
mean,
gorgeous with all this dark around you.
It's really funny though, because it's like, I'm just not meant to have black hair and dark eyebrows. And how do you feel about being redhead?
No.
It's a no for you.
It's a no for me.
Like, it's so funny, skin tones, how they just.
But it's also because I had to lighten my skin tone up so much.
You had to
whiten. I don't really know what I look like as a redhead with my normal skin tone, I should say, because we did the face before we put on the wig.
Okay, well, maybe next time you just have a cute face on, then put on the wig and we'll see.
You know who you're giving?
Yeah.
Young Mother Gothel.
Oh, I love Mother Gothel.
Young Mother Gothel. You know what? Talk about villains, though.
But I do really.
She would give Cinderella's evil stepmother a run because she stole a baby.
Yeah, actually,
and
you're
left
right.
Parents.
Yeah.
Without their child.
I'm going to actually say Mother Gothel is worse than evil stepmother.
Yes. Mother Gothel is worse because she stole
a baby.
She
and
those parents had no resolution.
Yeah.
They had no clue. They've had to wait for 18 years.
18 years.
And she used her. She used her to keep herself looking young.
Woo.
And I can see why you do love her for that reason.
I do. She
Just
does.
the young.
She loves a treatment.
She does.
Even if it's
on the backs of a young child.
correct.
Yeah.
But it's, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. So Mother Gothel, wow, that's really bad.
Yeah.
That's scary.
That actually is scary.
That is scary, but you look so much like her because doesn't she have...
Oh, she's exactly
She has this long, kind of crimpy hair.
I'm actually really glad I own this wig now because I can.
Yeah, you could be Mother Gothel. But you don't want to wear that in Disney.
No, I don't. And you know what? That was one of my
Mother Gothel picture.
That was one of my issues with doing the villains in Disney. I was like, I only can do someone with red hair because I'm not wearing a wig out here at Epcot all day. Absolutely not.
Like, my God, she has green eyes.
I am Mother Gothel.
She has green eyes.
It's me.
She has that long, curly black hair.
It's me.
And the black eyebrows.
Yeah.
It's exactly Mother Gothel.
And it's the middle part.
Yeah, it's a middle part. She was doing the middle part before they told us to.
Yeah.
Okay, all the
Okay.
youth.
Style icon, Mother Gothel.
I mean, and that cloak.
Look at the cloak.
It's great. You know what? Is my sister going as her? Oh, is that the villain that Jackie decided to be? Was Mother
You know
Gothel?
what?
I feel like it.
No, I think it
No.
No, I think I 100% think it's Mother Gothel.
Okay, go to our group chat.
I swear, I'm going to just look up Gothel.
I tried to look for, I know that I was looking up a maroon kind of, a long sleeve maroon athletic dress for my sister.
No, Jackie is Mother
It is
Gothel.
so I was looking for that, but I could not find it. But I feel like we should be able to, why are there not maroon? I wanted maroon, long kind of bell sleeve
Yeah.
on an athletic dress for her.
That doesn't exist?
No. I looked all over Amazon. It did not exist. But maybe we'd just have to go short sleeve or something. But I just thought it would be really cool if we could find her a long sleeve.
It'd be perfect.
You know, I would think that like a modest designer would make something like, like designers who are into modesty.
Into the modesty.
Like even if it's a religious thing. Like
For the Mormon girls, because they could wear their garments.
that or I know that there's some really big time influencers who I don't want to get their faith or anything wrong, but like very modest.
Yes.
They cover their heads.
Yes.
Maybe Muslim women is who I'm thinking of.
Could be.
But I see some influencers, and so they've created modest lines, but they're so gorgeous, so chic.
Do Amish people celebrate Halloween? Like, are the Amish in Amish country doing Halloween? Do they know about it?
I don't know what they know about.
Do they do?
They have no electricity.
But do they do Christmas and all of that too? Like, I know there's some
I don't know.
where it's like we don't celebrate anything.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look that up. Do the Amish do Halloween? I bet they would do some of those. You've seen the pictures of like the old school like Halloween scary costumes that literally were terrifying.
Yes.
Where it's like a scarecrow, a ghost, a pumpkin head, and it's truly unsettling stuff.
Yes, that you mean when those things.
You know what I'm saying?
Super unsettling. Then in the 80s, those masks that we used to have to. But again, Mary was never making us wear those.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
They just cut out the eyes and they were super hard and they had the one string of elastic around the back and you wore them and it just like the heat
The
from your
heat.
breath would ricochet back onto your face.
It's
Gross.
so
The
bad.
Amish do not celebrate Halloween.
Wow.
No, they do not.
Do they celebrate Christmas?
They said when it comes to the holidays, the Amish celebrate many of the same ones we English do. And though Amish holidays aren't likely to include our federal holidays, they reserve other ones. Easter, second Christmas, Old Christmas, Pentecost, and Ascension Day.
What's second Christmas?
I'm wondering if second Christmas is the Epiphany. I'm wondering if they're doing the 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah, maybe. I bet so. That's what, January 6th we said?
Yeah.
Right?
Their observance of Mother's Day is no less significant. I'm just looking at some of that stuff. Do they celebrate the July 4th? They do not.
I'm very intrigued
Not
by
in a
the
traditional
Amish.
sense, they say. They don't put up decorations like trees or lights.
Oh, okay.
Do the Amish
Not even a little sprig? Not even a little garland?
I guess not, girl.
I mean, they could keep it really rustic.
They could keep it very rustic. I mean, they're certainly whittling many things
That's
out of
what
their
I
hands.
think. They're whittling and they're making candles. You could light some of those. You could get a little greenery.
They say alcohol, this just triggered this next question. Alcohol consumption isn't prohibited in all Amish communities, and neither is it encouraged. It just doesn't play a big role in their culture, it says.
So they wouldn't.
They of course have their rum springer. That's their 1 year to go crazy.
Wait, I don't know about that.
Hold on. Did you not watch that
Breaking
Amish show?
Okay, I did a little bit.
It was all about the rum springer.
Okay, but I have some flashes of like the kids that were trying to get out, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
So rum springer is their year. That's the year where you break away and you go and you live your wild life, and then you decide if you come back or if you stay gone forever.
Oh, okay, so every Amish kid has that?
Has a rum springer.
Oh, I thought these were just kids that were like, I don't want to do this anymore.
No,
this is like a opportunity to go see
Correct.
if you like it.
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's called a rum springer.
Rum Springer.
Isn't that fun?
That's a great word.
When I didn't know it was rum springer, you can assume what I called it. How well do you know my brain? So you know.
Okay, Rum
Okay.
Springer.
Uh-huh. And what would I have called it instead? Because, I'm not going to commit it.
A Rumpelstiltskin. Charlie knows Chapel.
Charlie and Chapel really do know each other well. Oh my God. What were you waffling between, or you couldn't even come up with the one?
I was thinking a Jerry Springer.
Oh.
I was thinking a Jerry Springer, and
Okay,
I said
that's
no.
a really good guess.
I said no. I need to go and lean into the R,
R.
and it's Rumpelstiltskin. God,
It's so good. I have never been more delighted.
Doesn't it feel good?
It feels so
to
good.
be known.
It feels good to be known, to be seen.
Yes.
To just have someone who gets
Yes,
you.
yes. It's like the dream hookup. We're going into the Bitcoin machine, and it just went right into my brain.
Wowie, zowie. I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You know what? This game would be fun. Casey was right.
Yes.
We pull something out,
Yeah.
and we just see what happens.
Yes, we are going to. I actually thought
Really fun.
for our cruise recording
Mm.
out of a captain's hat.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I said it.
Yeah.
I said it.
It's happening.
Okay.
It's all happening.
It's all
Sheena
happening.
Shea.
Maybe the podcasts on the cruise get to write on a slip of paper.
I love that.
And they put the word
will
in.
submit the word, and then we will pull it out and see what we can come up with.
This is so good.
I love it. Well, y'all heard it here, because someone did ask me recently, hey, do you know what you're talking about on the cruise on that episode? I was like,
Had no idea.
no,
No.
we haven't gotten there yet.
No.
But now we have.
Now we know.
So sorry you're not coming. And to those who are, you'll be delighted to hear this. You are going to play a part in it. It's a train of truth.
All aboard. We are leaving the dock. Okay, you guys. Next time you hear from us will be actual Halloween.
Uh-huh.
So we will be dressed like this again.
We will be dressed like this again for our YouTube watchers, and we will have more Halloween spooky, scary content. So to be continued.
Bye.